Michael Vasquez with the Oceanside International Film Festival. I've got Dan Butler and Randy Davison with the film HEMET, or The Lady Don't Drink Tea.
Landlady.
I'm sorry, The Landlady Don't Drink Tea. My apologies.
Still a lady.
Gentlemen, tell us about the film.
It's a dystopian satire horror with a touch of fairy tales and satire.
It's a good wrap-up. I play, I'm one of the actors in the film. I play Sheriff Will Hunting, a burned-out Texas transplant sheriff in the city of HEMET.
Randy, how did you get involved with the project?
So all of us have worked together. Brian Butler, Dan's brother, is the producer, writer, star of the film. We've always wanted to work together, and he threw it my way, let me read the script, and I said, yeah, I'd love to play a role. Let me choose. I said I really like the sheriff, and rest is history, I guess.
Dan?
Yeah, I'm sorry, what was the question?
How were you involved with the project?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was the PR guy. I stepped back from my typical sound duties, visual effects duties, and I decided I'm going to take this head on to do the PR for the film, and that's exactly what I did.
This film revolves around the landlady. She is something else, and your brother does an absolute wonderful job. He really draws you into that character.
Yeah, you know, it's funny that you mentioned that. He's been doing that voice our whole life. Only now are people discovering that this is part of his personality. To me, he's just Brian being Brian. I can tell that he's not his typical self when he's doing this character, but to the same, I think that he's still just my little brother, and that's how I see it.
Yeah. What's the question for me?
Randy, just tell us a little bit about the main character and how that, the story, I believe, revolves completely around the main character.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I had a couple of scenes with Brian. I'm kind of, in the political world, I would kind of be her, I would say vice president, maybe, kind of do her dirty work, if you look at it in that sense. But all the scenes I had with Brian, he's amazing to work with, and I saw the lady he was playing, and I never saw Brian, and that's how great he is. He's just fantastic in the film.
Is there anything challenging in this film that you would like to share with us?
You got to watch out for giant black tarantulas when you're out in that part of the country. We were in Ramona for that scene, right? A lot of the movie shot in Ramona, even though it takes place in HEMET, but I guess there's some...
HEMET, California.
Yeah, we shot the film at my father's house in Ramona, near San Diego Country Estates, and the interiors of the film are shot out here in La Jolla at the director's apartment, and we just kind of edited it together to make it look like it's one location. And it really is a situation where you're dealing with somebody who's basically very Karen-esque. They could not do wrong by any circumstance, but it defies all logic and all circumstance, I guess. It really is a film that hits the nail on the head when you look at the political climate of the last decade or so.
Well, and everyone has had a landlady, and in that landlady's mind, nothing defies logic.
Yeah, it's really quite remarkable how obvious it is, and to be honest, I don't think a lot of films out there have a landlady for the main character, so I thought it was very interesting that he took on that take for himself.
I had a landlady like that, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that have, but can be very...
Stiller and Woody Harrelson had the same kind of landlady. If she was the star of those movies, that would be Liz.
Yeah.
In my mind. I don't know if Brian feels that way, but he reminded me of the landladies in those movies.
You reminded me of my landlady.
Yeah. I had a landlady previously before where I live now, and I could definitely... She was a little bit nicer than Liz, but there were still some areas there where I was kind of like, I really feel like you could be doing more for me.
Challenging for sure. Is there somewhere we can connect with you guys online?
I'm at Dan the Butler on Instagram, and you can connect with the film at HEMET Movie on Instagram.
You can find me Randy Davison at Randy Davison on Instagram. Look me up on Wikipedia. I got a page.
Nice. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for being here. We really appreciate it. Michael Vasquez reporting from the Oceanside International Film Festival.